Hello and welcome to Seattle Untimely. I'm Charles Armstrong.
And I'm Larissa Peters, and here are some jokes about the news.
Former Seahawks tight end Jeremy Stevens was arrested last Tuesday on charges of DUI and possession of marijuana. The arrest marks the third for Stevens in recent years, including a hit-and-run charge in 2001 and another DUI in 2003. When ordered by the court to enroll in a rehabilitation program, Stevens complained, quote, "But my shoulder just got done with rehab."
In a shocking development, the University of Washington Huskies were not invited to this year's NIT tournament. Suspiciously, the University of Connecticut Huskies were also not invited, marking the first time in decades that a Huskies team will not be in the postseason. Said Henry the Husky, "This is totally racist." To protest their exclusion, the Dogs have organized a Million Husky March across the Yukon to the NCAA headquarters in Nome, Alaska. On the other side of the state, although the WSU Cougars were eliminated in the second round of the NCAA tournament, their memorable season is being celebrated as one of the greatest in Cougar basketball history. WSU administrators expect the team's popularity to have far-reaching effects, perhaps even inspiring high school seniors to attend Washington State voluntarily.
But there's more to March Madness than just cheering for the hometown teams. Here with a wrap-up of some of the more exciting moments from the first two rounds is Seattle Untimely correspondent Charlie Stockman.
Thanks, Chuck. There was all kinds of good action today. First, Georgia Tech versus the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. The line's 10 points, but a little bird told me the Vegas running Rebels might be suffering from the runs. Thanks to Cliff in the kitchen for hooking that up. Remember, if you got to bet against Vegas, bet with your balls. 5 big ones so they don't cover the spread. The Rebels were clueless early. Clank. Clank. Damn it! Alright, Vegas comes back, but it's not enough. They only win by 7. Why would you do that? Cinderella. Missed that. Okay, so in spite of the last minute fouls, Tech pulls it out, only loses by 8. That bet's moving on to the next round. I am hot right now. Next, Xavier versus Brigham Young, Jesuits versus Mormons. Who's going to bet against Jesus? This guy. I've got 8 G's on Joseph Smith. 4-point spread. Mormons up by 6? Please God, don't fuck me, you streaky! I win again. But that was all kid stuff. Time to play a man's hand. Notre Dame versus Winthrop. The over-under is 160. These Cinderellas couldn't score 160 points in 160 years. I put it all on this one. Our house, our clothes. I lent the rest from the mob. Honey, if you're watching at home, calm down. You can't call this a gamble. This is a sure thing. Alright, lucky shot. That's cool. No way! They can't miss. Oh God.
What was the score?
172? They scored 172 points?
No, who won the game, Charlie?
I can't pay that back. They're gonna kill me.
Well,
All right. Thank you, Charlie. And a special thanks to our friends at Anderson Live Media for sponsoring our show. Did you know that over 65,000 new videos are uploaded onto YouTube every day? And a majority of them look like shit.
Do you know why they look like shit? Because most people making independent videos have terrible equipment and no knowledge of video production whatsoever. So if you're an online video producer, why not take the first step in making your movies look tolerable? Call Sean at Anderson Live Media.
He'll get you going with a professional setup for a reasonable price, just like he did for us. Thanks, Sean, and thanks, Anderson Live Media.
In other news, the State Court of Appeals recently ruled it illegal for judges to force people charged with a DUI to undergo alcohol dependency treatment before being found guilty of their crime. It was conceded, however, that in extreme circumstances, exceptions can be made. Last month, Seattle's Benaroya Hall was named one of just 3 stops on a U.S. tour by several world-renowned classical musicians. The other stops included Orange County's Segerstrom Hall and New York's Carnegie Hall. Not included on the tour were any concert halls in Portland. Oh, that's right, Portland! Ain't no classic music coming to your town, bitch!
Hey, how's that state and post income tax on Portland, huh?
Hey, what do you think, Space Bear?
Fuck Portland!
Yeah!
In other news, news, recently the Olympic Sculpture Park opened in downtown Seattle. City planners are hoping the park will serve as a much-needed place for hipsters to talk about being spiritual, but not religious, and for your boyfriend or girlfriend to break up with you. In national news, Senator Barack Obama has garnered strong support in the Democratic Party for his run for the presidency. In his 1996 biography, Obama openly acknowledged the fact that he had used cocaine in his youth. Surprisingly, this has caused a spike in his approval ratings among college-aged children of current presidents.
Last month, the Northwest Garden Show came to the Seattle Convention Center. On the scene was Seattle Untimely correspondent David Tracy. Dave?
David here at the Garden Show in Seattle, and we're going to find out what this is all about and ask some people some questions. Can you give me your name?
Jean Haggard.
Jean and
Ben.
Hello, I'm Susan Brown.
Patrick.
Patrick. All right, and what's your favorite plant, Patrick?
Oh, there's way too many of them.
All right, scratch that. What's your least favorite plant?
Crabgrass.
Ferns. Ferns?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the fern? It's the oldest plant known to man. Why do you hate crabgrass?
Because it's really hard to get rid of, and I dig it up every year in my garden.
Can you smoke that?
No.
I have a friend who couldn't make it, but he wanted me to ask some questions. He has these plants that he's growing in his house. They're house plants. He has hundreds of them, and he's growing for profit. What's the best kind of music you think he should play to get them grow?
Definitely classical.
I told him Rasta music, maybe. And you know, like the person I should really talk to about the plants, you know what I mean? Plants.
Somebody over there in the marketplace.
What do you design, Greg?
Landscape, so residential or public gardens.
Do you smell that?
What? The garden show? Oh, yes.
It smells like weed to me. You guys have like a little grotto in the back here that I should know about?
Actually, that's probably the caravanserai display over there. You know, that whole Moroccan thing's going down. Ask for Hasim in the tent over there. He'll set you up.
Are you familiar with Phil Jackson?
Yeah.
Have you seen the Zen garden over here?
Not recently.
The relaxing grooves and sweeps of the Zen garden.
Phil Jackson is over there, actually. Yeah, he's doing some of the gardening over there right now. He's a Zen master himself. Did you know that?
No, I wasn't aware Phil was a gardener.
Is there a person by the name of Hasim who works here?
Some of the people who work here do go by aliases.
We noticed a strong aroma wafting in our direction, and I was wondering if there's something you'd like to share with us.
There may be things I'd share with you, yes. Although I don't usually do things like this on camera, I feel obliged to show my hospitality in the desert and offer you some.
I think we're in for a lucky day. Do you think a huge 200-foot redwood is overrated?
No, they're gorgeous.
They do have one good quality, and that's you can rub the backsides on you if you get stung with a nettle. But
I like having my backsides rubbed.
So do they, I've noticed, because they smile when well, never mind. That's another story.
Thank you, David. You certainly seem to have found some new buds. Last Monday, Starbucks announced the creation of its own record label called Hear Music. In an attempt to expand its corporate mediocrity, Starbucks has announced that its first two artists will most likely be some runner-up from American Idol and David Beckham.
Well, results from the March 13th Viaduct Advisory vote are in, with voters overwhelmingly rejecting both the tunnel and elevated roadway alternatives. Lawmakers unanimously heralded the results, saying, quote, "At long last, Seattle voters have given elected officials an opportunity to do what they do best. Nothing." And finally, Seattle police are still looking for the driver responsible for a flagrant hit-and-run committed in February, severely injuring a local woman. Police sketch artists have produced this picture of the likely assailant.
And that's just about all the time we have here at Seattle Untimely.
As always, please feel free to email us at seattleuntimely@gmail.com.
Remember, Seattle, if you didn't hear it from us,
You probably shouldn't have been listening in the first place.